100% of women want to get with about 20% of guys. Figured it, like roughly speaking. Okay. 100% of women are hypergamous. Got it? Hypergamy is not like some social dynamic. It's not something that, wow, I'm going to be hypergamous today and not tomorrow. No. Or, oh, she's a good Christian girl, Arab girl, Muslim girl, Jewish girl, Hindu girl, and she doesn't obey her hypergamy. No, she does. She just does it within the context of whatever her culture, whatever her regional differences are, or her upbringing, but she still wants the best. She still has an attraction floor, and that's how it works out. Okay. Studies show, online studies and offline studies show, 100% of women want to get with 20% of guys. Or I should say this, they deem 80% of men to be unattractive. 80% of men are deemed unattractive. That's the definition. That's the designation. That's the distinction. Unattractive. That means that 20% of men are not attractive, but they are not unattractive. Do you get me? Are we tracking here, children? 80% of men are deemed unattractive by women, according to Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, surveys that have been done on colleges, surveys that have been done on multiple demographics through all kinds of different cohorts. But pretty much 100% of women are not attractive or deem 80% of men unattractive. Does that mean that 20% of guys are banging 80% of women? No. So here's how it is. 20% of guys are not unattractive, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be the guys that women are going to be like, oh, I really want to get with him. He might have a chance. He might have enough to like say, well, maybe 20% of guys, she's a 6 and 20% of guys are 6, right? He might do if he brings something to the table. Maybe some of them are 7s and she's a 6. But it's also, what does that woman perceive herself to be? That's very important. Guys don't throw that into the hypergamy equation. Not every woman can capitalize on hypergamy. That's why I say it is not a straitjacket. Also, a woman who is 23 years old might be able to have higher standards according to her dualistic mating strategy than she does at 23, at 33. Things have changed. Things have been mixed up. Society's changed. Her brain's changed. Her outlook on life has changed. She might still be hot. She might not still be hot. She might have a kid in tow. I don't know. But what I do know is that her ability to get the guy that she could get at 23 is no longer the same caliber, at least ratio-wise speaking, as she did at 33. That's the variable. Stop it with the gloom and doom, black pill horse shit about hypergamy. She changes, you change. It's in constant flux. You know what? If you're a fat piece of shit, give me a buck, and you become a non-fat piece of crap, does that mean that the girl that you got with, because like you're a 6 and suddenly you go up to an 8, does that make the 6 girl any less hypergamous than she was before? No, but she's probably going to realize that you're way more valuable than you used to be, and your relationship is going to change. Guess what? A variable is now affecting hypergamy. And as a result, that 80-20 percentage can and does shift quite significantly at varying stages of a woman's maturity, at varying stages of your own maturity, considering you've actually become something and make something of yourself. Got it? Good. So 20% of guys are not unattractive. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are actually attractive, but they might do. They're enough to go on a date with. They're enough to consider. 80%? Nope. 20%? He might work out. Of that 20%, only 4.5% of guys are hot, attractive enough. They're the Justin Wallers of the world. They're hot and man, I got to get with that guy. Hot enough, convincing enough, high value enough, chivalrous enough, insert whatever it is that you think is important to actually initiate a contact with the woman. It's Sadie Hawkins' world. The woman like wants to say, hey, why don't you go to the dance with me, Justin? Though that's about 4.5% of guys. That's why the 80-20 rule gets distorted out of all proportion. It's not 80-20. It's more like 95-5 if you really want to go after it. You want gloom and doom, call it like 96.5% and 4.5%. There you go.